Hello, you're watching QPVN News. I'm Anh Tuấn and we keep you up to date with the headlines. 8th Central Public Security Party Congress held. Vietnam and China further cement defense relations. TICH PAGODA spreads Vietnamese culture and language in Laos. On October the 4th in Hanoi, the 8th Central Public Security Party Congress of the tenure of 2025-2030 was held. Party General Secretary To Lâm delivered the opening speech. Attending the event was State President Lương Cường, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn, and leaders and former leaders of the party, State and Vietnam Fatherland Front, and central agencies. General Phan Văn Giang, Minister of National Defense, also attended the event. The 8th Congress is a significant event affirming the growth of the People's Public Security Force after 80 years under the party's leadership. It marks a new chapter in the development of the force as a whole. The Congress resolutions provide the foundation for enhancing leadership and combat capacity, building a revolutionary, regular, elite and modern force, and strengthening capabilities to safeguard national security and order in the new stage. In his address, Party General Secretary To Lâm stressed that the People's Public Security Force must strengthen overall capacity, apply science and technology, especially strategic technologies, in safeguarding security and promote the role of the commune-level police as the grassroots security core force. He urged stronger security diplomacy and international integration, close coordination with the People's Army and other agencies in building a people's security posture, alliance with the people's defense posture, thereby consolidating overall strength. The public security force must also strive for breakthroughs in developing the security industry, creating a foundation to reinforce national security capacity and strengthen the protection of security, order, and the homeland. On the afternoon of October the 4th at Bác Bó National Special Relic Site in Trường Hà Commune, Cao Bằng Province, the central delegation led by Mr. Nguyễn Trọng Nghĩa, head of the party's Central Committee's Commission for Information and Mass Mobilization, solemnly offered incense and flowers in commemoration of President Ho Chi Minh. Senior Lieutenant General Hoàng Xuân Chiến, Deputy Defense Minister, leaders of Cao Bằng Province and a large number of local armed forces personnel and residents also joined the delegation. Bác Bó National Special Relic Site is associated with the early days of 1941 when Uncle Ho returned to the homeland to directly lead the revolution, found the Viet Minh Front and laid the groundwork for the successful August Revolution. This place has become the cradle of the Vietnamese Revolution, a symbol of the nation's aspiration for independence, freedom and happiness. Members of the delegation pledged to continue studying and following President Ho Chi Minh's thought, morality and style, strengthen solidarity and internal strength for building and protecting a prosperous and powerful socialist Republic of Vietnam. As part of the working program on the afternoon of October the 4th at the Sóc Trăng Border Guard Station in Trường Hà Commune, Cao Bằng Province, the working delegation visited and presented gifts to officers, soldiers and local authorities and people. The Sóc Trăng Border Guard Station is responsible for managing and protecting nearly 21 kilometers of borderline with 54 border markers, and Trường Hà Commune, which is home to over 12,000 people of 5 ethnic groups. Over the past years, the unit's officers and soldiers have always maintained close ties with local party committee, authorities and people, firmly safeguarding national territorial sovereignty and border security, while actively contributing to building the grassroots-level political system and socio-economic development. Mr. Nguyễn Trọng Nghĩa highly appreciated the results of Cao Bằng Border Guard Command, in particular, the party committee, authorities, armed forces and people of Cao Bằng Province in general, in socio-economic development, national defense and border security consolidation. he urged the Cao Bằng Provincial Bodyguard to continue closely coordinating with the local party committee, authorities and residents to build a solid whole people border defense posture associated with the people's security posture. On this occasion, the delegation presented many meaningful gifts to the local party committee, authorities and schools in Trường Hà Commune and awarded scholarships to outstanding students with difficulties, Mid-Autumn Festival gifts to disadvantaged children and aid packages to poor households and families affected by Typhoon Bualoi. On the occasion of the 76th National Day of the People's Republic of China, October 1st, 1949-2025, the result of Vietnam-China cooperation shows that the bilateral relationship continues to thrive. In particular, defense cooperation has witnessed many meaningful activities marking the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the two countries, contributing to strengthening mutual trust and promoting cooperation for peace, stability and development. High-level visits over the past years have created new momentum for Vietnam-China relations, especially the visit by the General Secretary and President of China to Vietnam on the occasion of the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the two countries. That valuable tradition is not only affirmed through dedication of previous generations, but also continued by the responsibility, trust and aspiration of today's generation. I'm deeply aware of the young generation's responsibility to continue nurturing and deepening the Vietnam-China friendship. Through regular high-level exchanges and defense dialogues, both sides have maintained effective cooperation mechanisms, enhancing strategic trust and bringing bilateral defense ties to a new height. In defense cooperation, the Vietnam-China Border Defense Friendship Exchange has become a highly effective platform held regularly with increasingly diverse activities. These not only strengthen mutual trust between the armed forces, but also bring practical benefits to border residents, helping to build a peaceful, friendly and prosperous borderline. We warmly welcome and cordially invite Vietnamese teachers and students to visit and exchange with us so that more children can become little ambassadors of China-Vietnam friendship. The two countries' militaries have also maintained many substantive activities such as joint exercises, patrols, delegation exchanges, young officers meetings. The Young Officers Exchange Program demonstrates the trust and attention of leaders toward us, providing valuable opportunities for us to learn. 2025 marks a significant milestone in Vietnam-China defense relations, laying a firm foundation for both sides to further cooperation of both countries for peace, stability, and sustainable development. After prolonged rains caused by Storm Bualoi, many areas of Tuyên Quang were flooded or hit by landslides, affecting people's lives and production. Rising above difficulties, local authorities, armed forces and people are mobilizing all resources for recovery. These days, many military units, militia and self-defense personnel and police in Ha Giang One Word joined cleanup efforts. However, the huge amount of mud and waste has made recovery very challenging. A large amount of mud and debris spread across the wide areas. While manpower is limited, yet our militia force keep working day and night to complete their tasks. We hope for better communication, more accurate information, and stronger deployment to disaster areas for more effective rescue operations. In recent days, hundreds of officers and soldiers from Yên Minh Defensive Area No. 1 and reinforcements from the Provincial Military Command have been helping residents of Ma Lầu A Hamlet, Lũng Cú Commune to recover and stabilize their lives. We divided forces to work with local authorities, carrying out search and rescue, guiding people to safe shelters, and cleaning schools to restore normal life. With the motto, where the water recedes, sanitation follows, Tuyên Quang's armed forces and authorities are striving to quickly bring life back to normal and restore production. Coming up next, spreading love for national sea and islands to students. PHAT Pagoda spreads Vietnamese culture and language in Laos. On October the 4th at Vĩnh Châu Word, Cần Thơ City, Coast Guard Region 4 Command coordinated with the city's Department of Education and Training to directly organize the contest I Love My Homeland's Sea and Islands. 100 students from 21 local schools participated in 4 contests of sailing the sea, riding the waves, arriving at the shore, and planting sovereignty markers. Not only is it an intellectual playground, the competitions also help students gain a deeper understanding of national history, law, and the important strategic position of the sea and islands, thereby nurturing love for the homeland, arousing the responsibility to protect the sacred fatherland. At the competition, the Coast Guard Region 4 Command also awarded 80 scholarships to support students in difficult circumstances. In Phước Chi Commune, the Women's Union chapter of Tây Ninh Provincial Bodyguards recently coordinated with Phước Chi Bodyguard Station and Phước Chi Primary School to organize the program Happy Mid-Autumn Festival in the border area for local students with special art performances, storytelling and quiz games. The organizers presented 120 gifts, including notebooks, candies, lanterns to the students. This program is part of the activities to organize the Mid-Autumn Festival for Children in 2025 of the Provincial Bodyguard Command, aiming to share and create conditions for children in difficult circumstances in the border areas to celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival full of warmth and love. On the campus of PHAT Pagoda in Vientiane, there is a special space favored by many Vietnamese people living far away from home and Lao friends. That is the Vietnamese bookcase. This place not only preserves more than 500 books, but also becomes a familiar destination for students of the 3 Vietnamese language class at the pagoda. Nearly a decade ago, when the 3 Vietnamese language class at PHAT Pagoda was first held, many students expressed their desire to have more references. Based on that need, Nguyễn Thị Thu Huyền, an overseas Vietnamese living in Laos, came up with the idea of setting up a Vietnamese bookshelf. At the Vietnamese language class, students are fond of reading books, especially books on Vietnamese language, culture, history and geography. Therefore, after nearly 10 years, we have set up a free Vietnamese bookshelf. After class, more students stay to borrow books to learn more about the lesson or enhance their vocabulary and knowledge. I'm interested in reading medical books. That helps me learn many Vietnamese words and acquire medical knowledge, which is helpful for my work. In addition, reading books and improving Vietnamese language skills is one of the important factors contributing to maintaining and spreading Vietnamese cultural identity in the Vietnamese community abroad. We are so happy to see a Vietnamese language class at the pagoda. The place helps people overcome suffering and assist them in spreading their cultural identity and enhancing knowledge. The Vietnamese bookcase at PHAT Pagoda is of great cultural significance. The sacred place not only takes good care of spiritual life, but also accompanies the community in studying and improving knowledge. On October the 4th at Kiếp Bạc Temple, part of the Yên Tử Vĩnh Nghiêm Côn Sơn Kiếp Bạc World Heritage Complex, Hải Phòng City, held the opening ceremony of the Culture, Tourism and Trade Promotion Week, themed Côn Sơn Kiếp Bạc Autumn Festival 2025. The program introduced over 200 agricultural and OCOP products of Hải Phòng, arranged into 3 zones, an experience space, a culinary area with heritage specialties, and a trade promotion section connecting tourism firms, travel agencies, OCOP producers, and craft villages. For the first time, the 2025 week launched 3 new tourism routes, along with diverse activities to showcase the values of the heritage complex. The event brings heritage closer to the public while creating opportunities for businesses and investors to connect, promote tourism, and boost economic growth. The Culture, Tourism and Trade Promotion Week concerned Kiếp Autumn Festival runs until October the 12th. This is the end of the QPVN News today. Remember to watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.